Okay, cutscene already.
I'll be with you. I'm looking for Sir Kuno. Sir Kuno? Baron Rickvold. Isn't this his camp?
Now this is just plain ignorant. It's him, Henry.
You won't get nothing out of him. You must be Radzig's man. I heard he was supposed to send someone.
Yes, Sir Roderick sent me as a guide. I'm Henry.
I'm Jakey. And this here fella, we call the Stone.
I can see why. What's up with him? Cat got his tongue?
No, more like the dog got it. The executioner's dog. When the executioner ripped it out of him. Anyway, you better come along with me. I'll introduce you to the other fellas.
So he can
And the
understand
chief.
fine. Just ignorant. We'll have him. He's a wrong one. He's wearing black.
These here are the Bearman brothers, Petter and Jan. They're a barrel of laughs, except when they're too drunk to string two words together. Like now. Don't get on the wrong side of them, though. When their blood is up, well, it ain't a pretty sight.
Fisticuffs. Drinking match.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, I'm sure.
Never mind the fancy poses, Stefan. You're trying to kill the fucker, not teach him how to dance. And you, Dangler, stand your ground.
Don't want to know what he got his
Don't let
nickname
him
for.
lead you round by the nose.
Sir? Well, sir, this is Henry. From Lord Kobler.
Ah, it's about time Radzig got round to this. We need someone who knows their way around these parts. Leave off with the bowing and curtsying. We don't hold with that tomfoolery here. Jakey! Where the hell are you sneaking off to? Go to the farm and get water. The lads are thirsty.
But I went last time.
And you'll go next time, you ungrateful pup. Get your ass moving. Snot-nosed brat. You pull them out of a pile of shit. And they thank you with back talk.
Oh, tell me about it.
Where were we? Oh, yeah. We need a guide who knows these parts. So I hope I can rely on you, Herman.
It's Henry.
Right. As I said to Radzig, I don't want to carry any dead weight. We could find ourselves in some very tight situations where every sword counts.
I know how to handle a sword, all right?
I've heard a lot of fellas say that. They still ended up on the wrong end of one. We'll find out. Stefan, take a break. Dangler, let's find out what Harold here can do.
Sure.
I think he's doing this on purpose.
No problem, Chief.
Who's this one? Dangler. I guess he got that nickname right from hanging from a noose. Oi! Whoa! Whoa! Give me a minute. I'm just getting warmed up here. Hang on, kick him in the face. Headshot. Stab. Oh, I didn't get that block off in time at all. Right. I need to get my act together here. Hit him, Henry. Hit him. That stab in the face. That stab in the face. Well, that was a good one. Right, you've had it now, son. Bosh. Stab. Actually, it might be me that's had it if I'm not careful. Smack. It doesn't seem to be... just
Bring it on.
say it how you see it. Come on then. Just getting my... Whoop, I've let him out the corner. That's a mistake. Right, want to do one of them. Oh, he got in there, did he? Smack him in the face. Can't get the... Oh, there it is. I need to get that point in the face. That's where he's... And he got a nice counter in there. Smack. He's very good at them. Very good at them. Let's just block one a minute.
This won't take long.
It might take a long time if these armours... Someone doesn't get through some armour here. Holy crap. Come on, Henry. Bloody hell. you know what we're going to do? You know what we might do? Oh, he's going down. He is slowly fading. I can see his purple health bar down there. Ouch. Right. He's good at that as well. Damn, he's fast. Get him now, get him. Damn. But he parries that damn fast. Do you know what we're gonna do? We are gonna wrong one. We're gonna switch to my I can't do it. I can't put my favourite weapon on in combat. I don't want to lock onto him. Hang on. I've just remembered the stupid. I don't know how I did that. The lock on button is different to the unlock button, isn't it? Crap. Right, okay, I've hit tab and I didn't want to. We'll have to fight him with this then. I was going to switch to my mace and really finish him off. Oh, I nearly got one in there. Get him. I'm going to try and get him on the counter
You'll
here.
pay for that.
We'll see about that, shall we? Oh, poke in the face.
You didn't fare badly at all, I must say. You can ride with us.
That'll do.
All right, good. Thanks.
Don't thank me yet. You don't know what you're letting yourself in for.
We'll see. Please don't kill. These sounds when you don't look at the monitor. What sounds when I don't look at the monitor? Of course, it'll take a year if you keep smashing each other on the armour. Gotta love the Come Deliverance combat system. Hi, Draugr, by the way. You usually make these sounds when you're taking a dump. Really? Okay. It's a big job, is it? A lot of effort. Right, okay. Tell me something about yourself.
Sir Kuno, can you tell me something about yourself?
Drop the sir. That title brought me nothing but grief. But what do you want to know?
Let's hear about his family.
Sir Roderick told me the Rickvold family lost its wealth. How did that happen?
There's all sorts of ways to become impoverished. Nothing easier. Especially when your father's a fool. And your mother's mad as a bat.
Oh.
But it's a long and twisted story. We took our name from Rickvold Castle. But that actually belonged to the convent of the Poor Clares in Tynitz. And my father only leased it. You see, he knew the abbess there since they were young. Knew her very well. There was even talk that she only joined the order because her family wouldn't let her marry him. Anyway, whether he was fucking her right there in the convent, or he just took a lot of interest in scripture, he spent an awful lot of time in Tynitz.
Hey, Shokarek, how's it going? let's know.
Oh, you might have been after a bit of both.
Sinning and confessing all in one place. Well, I can see the convenience of it.
One-stop shop.
Anyway, my mother never had strong nerves. Truth be told, her sanity was always shaky. Pa's escapades drove her cuckoo entirely. Then, one frosty December morning, I was woken by screaming and smoke. I looked out the window, and I saw my mother there, in the courtyard, wreathed in flames. Behind her, the stables, the farm buildings, and the tower were burning too. And she just stood there, shrieking with laughter.
Christ, that sounds like a scene straight out of hell.
Hellish it was, I can tell you. Me and my sister Adela and a few servants managed to get out before the whole place went up. I couldn't get to my father. Or my little brother. Poor lad was only 7. My sister and I were left destitute after the fire. But then my cousin, Adam of Drevich, took us into his castle. A few weeks later, he offered to buy what was left of our estates and sell me a small fortress near a Kovnik. It was a great relief. we suddenly had some hope of a future again. So I told my sister about it. And it was the biggest mistake of my life. A week later, the two of them announced to me they were getting married. And all that was left of our estates, lands, woods, villages, Adela was to get it all as a dowry.
But surely that was for you to decide. You were the head of the family, right?
Aye. Only I barely had 17 years under my belt, and I just lost everything. Of course, I argued with them, and that was the only excuse they needed to kick me out of Drevich too.
That's pretty harsh.
You're telling me. But I'm not complaining. As my pa always used to say, if you can turn your hand to something, you'll never be lost. I doubt it ever crossed his mind how often I'd remember those words.
Quite a backstory. No, I had nothing to do with that fire. I was in the other monastery at the time with the other abbot. Yes. Know what those armours need? Tighter waists. Real armour has tighter waists. It does look a little bit strange. You're not joking, by the way? I'm not a particular expert in wearing medieval armour. So we've learned about his family. We'll ask about his band members in a moment. Let's get this story on Sir Roderick.
What about your debt to Sir Roderick? How did that come about?
A twist of fate, lad. I was fighting in the hostilities between the House of Schallenberg and the town of Colleen. Some trade dispute it was, and I fought under the Schallenberg colours. In the end, the two sides negotiated a truce, and I rode to Colleen with the delegation that was to parley there. We stopped off at an inn on the way, and it was there that I met Radzig Kobyla. I could tell at first sight he was a man after my own heart. A likeable rogue, with a sharp mind and a merry soul. We spent the whole night drinking together and talking, and in the morning we set off together, with sore heads, but in good temper, since he was travelling the Colleen same as I was. Only, once we reached the city gates, they arrested me on the spot. Seems the burghers had it in for me, since I'd been making their lives hell for a good 6 months. On the other hand, I was a member of the peace delegation, so by rights, they shouldn't have even looked at me sideways. And then it hit me why Radzig was there. Colleen is a royal city, so he was there to represent the king's interests.
I see. So he was on the other side.
That's right. Anyway, they threw me in a dungeon, and a few days later, word reached me that the Schallenbergs had reached an agreement with the burghers. Only part of the deal was they would give them my head. And I'd surely have ended my days swinging from the town battlements if it hadn't been for Radzig. He liked me, and he could see it was a dirty trick, so he somehow squared things with the city council.
Lucky for you.
Indeed. I owe my life to Radzig, and I'll never forget it.
Make sure.
He's asked me twice before for help. This is the third time. And how could I refuse him?
I wonder what happened in the past then. 2 more times he's asked for help, but not when Ratai was ruined and in flames and under attack. Interesting.
I'd like to ask about your men.
Ask away.
Real men wear tights. Too right, Typhon. Yeah, and a green cap with a white feather in it and carry a bow. I know all about that. Okay, let's see. Let's talk about this Dangler who I've just had a fight with.
What about the fellow they call Dangler?
Got to be the noose.
I've never ridden with a better man, I can tell you. He doesn't say a lot, but for that, he listens all the better. Nothing escapes him.
So he scouts for you?
Not just that. It's happened more than once. I was closing a deal with someone, and Dangler told me after that he didn't like the smell of the fella nearly every time he was right. And the fellow tried to stab me in the back afterwards.
Okay, so he's got a nose for arseholes? That sounds weird. That sounds weird. Hey, Modfather. Nice to see you. Welcome to a Friday night live stream. Who else? There's the Bearman brothers. They're the drunken ones and the violent ones. Stefan, I missed who he was. Was he the one practicing with the Dangler? There's the Stone we've met and Jakey we've met. Jakey, let's find out about Jakey. He's like the soft boy in this.
Jakey, that boy will be the death of me. You've got to be tough on him, or he's good for nothing. But I'm fond of him, in a way.
Like a son?
I wouldn't go that far. But I've no family of my own. And unlike those other cutthroats, he seems to me like a good lad.
Well, you're pretty hard on him, though. And the others keep him on his toes, too.
The boy needs a firm hand. I was like him once, and I got the same too. If we let him be, we'd end up with a third bear man. And who'd want that?
True. 2 is more than enough.
Says Henry, as if he knows all about them already. Okay, maybe I should have asked about them in order.
Those Bearman brothers are quite a pair.
Indeed they are. There's no more mercy in them than in, well, a bear. If I told them to skewer you on the spot, they'd do it, without batting an eye.
Well, they might
Jesus.
try.
Oh, aye. They'd argue first about which one of them got to do the job. But they're as obedient as a huntsman's dogs. Real soldiers, the pair of them. Reliable, as long as they don't get too drunk. Then there's no keeping them under control. But nobody's perfect.
Okay. Who was Stefan?
What can you tell me about Stefan?
Fletching. For one thing, he's a very resourceful fellow.
How did he come to join your band?
Well, let's just say he was in the right place at the right time. You'll find he has quite a knack for that.
What exactly happened?
Sorry, I'd love to tell you the whole story, but I'd be betraying his trust.
Oh.
Now you've got me curious. Maybe I should ask him myself.
Sure, why not? Our Fletch does love to converse.
Okay, I think there's a story there. There might be a lot of dialogue in this.
What about that dumb one? How did he end up with you?
The stone? Oh, he just kind of tagged along.
Just like that?
Aye, just like that. We were riding from Olomouc to a castle past Kladsko when we ran into him and some other wayfarers camping along the way. You know how it goes. We made acquaintance with them, had a drink or two. Then we travelled on together. After all, there's safety in numbers.
I'm not sure I'd be thinking that if I ran into you lot on the road.
We might have done some things I ain't proud of. But wayfarers are sacred even for me. Anyway, our fellow travellers dropped off along the way. One in Mohelnitz, one in Schoenberg, and the rest in Kladsko. Except for the stone. He stuck with us the whole way. The fellas kept asking him what he was after. But of course he never said a word. When we were approaching Barsdorf, I ordered the men to get rid of him. I had some business at the castle, and I didn't want any strangers sticking their noses in. Stefan tried to tell him nicely, but he just sat there, staring like he was turned to stone. That's when we gave him the name. Then the Bearman brothers tried to get him off his horse. He booted Jan in the face and knocked him out cold. Then he jumped down and felled Petter with one punch. A man who can do that is a man you want on your side. So we kept him.
Weren't you worried about having a stranger in your band? Especially one who didn't talk.
No, I figured if he can't talk, he can't tell. Besides,
That's
I've
a
had
good
worse.
point. That's a good point. You can't give away your secrets. Okay. I think there's maybe a bit of a story with that stone guy, which we probably won't find out.
Sir Roderick told me the Rickvold family
Oh, we've asked that, haven't we?
lost its wealth. How did that
There's
happen?
nothing new?
There's all sorts of ways,
Oh,
but it's a
Yes,
long...
it is, right. Oh, we'll go for the other
well,
option.
nobles can be very devout sometimes.
Not my old man. He cursed like a tanner's hand. More than once, he threatened to take a whip to our parish priest. Anyway, my mother never had strong nerves. Then, one frosty...
Right, right, skip all that. Okay, right. Let's go and talk to these other people while we're here. In fact, let's do a Henry and go and see if there's out to steal before we start the game. Is that a nice looking shield? Look. Oh, it's a wooden cumin shield. What have we got in here? Is he coming in? Alright, he's not. First job is steal the stuff. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Oh, look at that. It's like riding a bike, you never forget. You never forget how to steal. What have we got in here then? 200 groschen. That'll come in handy. And a padfoot potion, that'll definitely come in handy.
Come here, I want to ask you something.
Oh, well, I'm being summoned. Ooh, there's another one here.
Henry, come here.
I've got an unlock, have I? What, did I pinch the key for it? Okay.
Radzig's man.
Right, okay. Let's go and talk to these guys now. Who's this one? This is
Come
Jakey.
here, I want to ask...
He's the decent
What is
one.
it, Jakey?
The stone wants to talk with you, if you can call it that. Probably about that ring.
What ring?
What ring?
Ah, no one told you about it. The fellas call it the Ring of Bacchus. It's a kind of game we play. Kuno gave us this ring. It's just a worthless bauble.
All right.
But when we're at the tavern, Kuno pays everything for the man who has the ring. So we steal the ring from each other and try to trick each other. Well, actually, just the others. They won't let me play. Kuno says I'm too young to get boozed up.
That sounds like a lot of fun. But I don't have the ring, so why does the stone want to see me?
He probably wants you to steal it from someone. Since you're new, the fellows will talk to you, and it won't be suspicious.
All right. I'll have a word with him.
There you go. I told you I'd fit right in here. Already they're asking me to steal stuff.
Hey, Jakey, can you tell me something about yourself?
Want to get matey, eh? Sure, Henry. What do you want to know?
How did you end up in Kuno's band?
Well, I used to be a baker's hand in Prague, but all the other fellas were always on my back, always swearing at me. Sometimes they even beat me up, took everything I had. To make a bit of coin, I started going to the tavern across the road, entertaining the rich gents with jokes, playing the fool. Sometimes someone would throw me a half-groschen. One time, Kuno turned up there, and I got to talking with him. When I told him all the shit I was getting at the bakery, he offered to take me with him.
I bet you were glad to get out of there.
Yeah, though it's not like they give me much peace here either. It's all,
Jakey, come here. Jakey, go there. Jakey, get that.
There's more to this story. He wouldn't just take a random baker's boy because he felt sorry for him, I'm sure.
How come they bullied you at the bakery? It's usually the shy ones bullies pick on. That's not exactly you.
not now maybe. I learned a thing or two since then.
Oh, come on, you shy? You just said you were playing the fool and telling jokes in the tavern.
All right, I'll tell you the truth. They picked on me because I'm an orphan. The parish priest of St. Apollinaire's in Prague found me as a baby in the church one winter's morning. I spent half my childhood in parish houses and half on the street.
I see. That must have been tough.
It still is tough, I can tell you that.
Well, surely you can't be any worse off here than in the bakery.
No, only at the bakery, the worst I ever got was a beating. It's not like my life was in danger, but here, when those Beerman brothers are drunk, I have to keep well out of sight.
Oh, I think we need to go and talk to the Bearman brothers. Okay. Interestingly, so he was an orphan. I need to go and talk to the stone about stealing a ring.
Someone who can talk, that is. And replacements for the bearmen.
Who's that guy down there? Are
Gutenberg
these,
makes sense.
that's
It's
Dangler.
a silver mining town,
That's
and
the
miners
Kuno.
are hard as fucking nails.
Is this Fletcher? Stefan Fletching.
Stefan, can you tell me something about
That's
yourself?
terrible
What is it you want to know, youngster?
dialogue opening. They could at least have, like, varied it up a bit for each person, surely.
Henry's come to see us.
The classic, in the background, someone shouting, Henry's come to see us.
I'm curious how you ended up in Kuno's band.
You noticed I don't exactly fit in with this pack of felons and reprobates, huh? Unfortunately, you can't always choose your company, can you?
No, I suppose not. But how did you come to be with them?
Oh, well, I'd love to tell you, but Kuno insisted we keep that between the two of us. And I'm not one to break a confidence.
Oh. But, well, Kuno said it was you who wanted to keep it secret.
Really? Are you sure about that? You must have misunderstood him.
No, I don't think so. At least... Oh, never mind. So, where did you live before? What did you do?
I used to live in a town before. Back there I was doing something very different. Although, now I think of it, maybe it wasn't that different in a way. If you know what I mean.
No.
Actually, I haven't the foggiest idea what you mean. You don't give anything away, do you?
Me? I'm an open book, lad. Ask me anything you like, and I'll give you an honest answer. Go on.
Maybe another time. My head's starting to spin.
As you wish. Shame, though. There's nothing I enjoy more than conversing.
So basically, we can talk to him all day and learn nothing by the sound of that, just like talking to an MP. Okay, so we're not really any of the wiser about him. Where's everyone else? Oh, do we need to eat, by the way? Energy, no, we're fine for that. Oh, I've been to the bathhouse, didn't we? Of course we don't. So what I do want to do, though, is just switch that weapon out. We need a bow equipping. You longbow. Oh, we definitely need the bow. And arrows? Piercing arrows. Finally got 2 piercing arrows. Oh, that's not... Oh, hang on, I've got some better ones. Oh, I've got some decent arrows. I probably have some more on the horse, do I? Like 148 better hunting arrows. Yeah, I think I've probably got enough. I better get some of these used up. But they're not the best ones. So we'll fit the... yeah, we'll fit the better piercing arrows up. Use them. Cool, that's alright. Is there a secret love relationship? Aha, there could be. There could indeed be. Who's that? That's Dangler. We haven't spoken to Dangler yet. Tell me something about yourself. Oh, just, I know it's the opening line to start the conversations, but they could have just... I know it's a bit nitpicky. They could have put a different line on for each character or just some variation.
Can you tell me something about yourself?
What do you want to know?
It's got to be a noose. It's got to be the noose.
Why do they call you Dangler?
Because Kuno found me dangling on the end of a rope.
I can read them like a
I see.
book.
So, he saved you from execution?
I wouldn't call it an execution exactly. At the time I was squire to the Lord of Buzitz. There was a proper knight for you, full of ideals and honour. I looked up to him as a hero. Then in one skirmish he was killed, and the foe took me captive. They stood me on a shaky wooden cross with my hands tied behind my back and a noose around my neck, for amusement. Then they rode off laughing.
Well, how long were you stuck there?
I couldn't tell you. Hours, maybe days. In the end, everything started going black. I could feel the devil pulling me down by the legs.
Jesus! How on earth did you survive?
I didn't. When Kuno found me, he says I was dead as a doornail. They cut me down and took the rope off me. And someone gave me a kick and I coughed and came back to life. Sort of.
I'll have to try that. Well, I was about right with that. Yeah, interesting chap. Not quite as I was expecting, though. I was expecting him to be a villain who'd been caught and was facing the executioner's noose. Okay.
Have you thought about where to head next?
Don't need to talk to him yet. I'm speaking to him. I use proper English grammar, I do. There's lots of chests around here to open. Right, let's go and find one of these Bearman brothers. Where are they? Who's that? Oh, Stone. He did say to go and talk to him. Talk to him? How are we going to talk to him?
Jakey sent me to you. Something about a ring?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I suppose you want me to get it from someone?
Mm-hmm.
Who has it?
Hang on. Did he do the sign of that? That's got to be Dangler.
Does Dangler have it?
That was good. See,
All right.
I'm learning.
How should I get it?